Well, every time I hear my name mentioned, it's like a needle pricking me in the shoulder. It's not very pleasant.
He has the same name as a man who's an accused serial killer in Toronto. Bruce McArthur is an 80-year-old snowbird who recently returned home to find he shares a name with a man who's been charged with 6 counts of first-degree murder.
How does it feel to share your name with an alleged serial killer?
It's not pleasant. People look at you a little differently. It was somewhat troublesome to find that out. Also, other media had contacted the Port Authority, Oshawa Port Authority, of which I'm on the board of directors, and they were wondering if it was the Bruce McArthur.
Bruce and his wife Lily returned to their Oshawa home from Florida just yesterday to find out in these last few months media have been showing up at their home and digging around. People who knew him also had questions, asking if he was the Bruce McArthur, the accused serial killer charged in connection to the deaths of 6 men from Toronto's gay village.
Well, my daughter was driving home in Toronto and she heard Bruce McArthur charged with murder. And she had to pull over to the side of the road. She was so upset. And my son, one of my sons in Ottawa, he had the same reaction.
At any point, did anyone call you and say, your name is on TV?
Yes. People would say that, you know, Bruce McArthur is on TV. And yes, I've had people inquire directly, do you know him? Is he a relative? But certainly he isn't. I have no knowledge of where he came from.
At any point, did any of your friends, family, or co-workers ever believe you were that Bruce McArthur?
Well, I think the only thing that the Bruce McArthur and myself have in common is we both have white hair.
There are eerie connections between the two men. Both have connections to communities in the city of Kawartha Lakes. 66-year-old McArthur is said to have grown up in Woodville and commuted to Fenelon Falls, where he went to school, while Bruce, who served on the police service board for Durham Region for 2 terms, has a cottage in Coboconk, and his mom is from Woodville. He also says McArthur lived close by when he was in Oshawa.
Have you ever crossed paths with Bruce McArthur?
Just that I used to get his voicemails, because in the day when there were phone books, the Bruce McArthurs were one right after the other.
But the grandfather of 3 says the one thing that remains on his mind are the families and victims who've been impacted by all of this.
That how they must be feeling. I know how I feel, and they must be devastated.
Thank you.
Bruce does have a middle name, but for now he tells me he has no plans to change his name. In Oshawa, I'm Faiza Amin for City News.